Hi, I'm Kenna Danielle, and you are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Welcome to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour, your source for news, talk, and uncensored commentary. News for veterans, our active duty military, those that love us. Hey, happy May Day. It's May 1st, it's May Day. Happy May Day.
Thank you.
Before we get started today, a little housekeeping as we always do. You can listen to Veterans Air live the first Tuesday of every month at 1 p.m. here on your Lone Star Community Radio station. You can contact us through our website, www.VeteransAir.us. You can leave us a message, an email there, even better yet, text us in the studio on our Google phone, 936-344-3083.
I want to see those naughty pics, everyone.
That would be Dan at VeteransAir.us, just so y'all know. Happy May Day to all our listeners. Dan, did you see our latest stats on listeners?
I was skimming, yeah. It's impressive.
It is impressive. We are up to 74 listeners. So all 74 of you, welcome to the May Day show. I'm just like, wow, 74 listeners or 74 followers. And then Engineer Dick is with us today, first time in a long time. Hey,
good to see you guys.
Engineer Dick tells us that he's able to track those people that click on the little listen button.
Whoa. Not like Facebook track.
No, not like Facebook.
Let's clarify that.
Yeah, that's the people that click on the listen button on our website and actually listen to us live. We're like, what'd you say, 30 people?
I honestly, I don't know because I sent that report to everybody. So there's a lot of numbers. I gave it to you, though.
I do, and I read it before the show. It's between 25 and 30 people.
Yeah, average, yeah.
Yeah. So we had wow, we have a following now.
All right. And not in a creepy way.
Not in a creepy way. Dangerous Dan, the wood stacking man. Dan helped me out this weekend. He stacked all of my red cedar pickets for the fence that we're going to build. And that reminds me, I got to give a shout out to the people down at Herc Rentals over on the feeder road on I-45 going north. Great people. They rented the chainsaw, couldn't get the chainsaw started. And they came out on a Saturday and replaced the chainsaw right then and there. I mean, that was fantastic. Great customer service, Herc Rentals. So today is May Day. We promised our listeners that we would have our social director dancing around the maypole, but she is mysteriously missing from today's show. I don't think she wanted to dance, and we would have definitely made her dance.
Excuse of no babysitter.
Excuse of no babysitter. So, do you know what May Day is?
Like, is it Air Force, like Mayday?
We're going down.
Yeah.
Could be, but and I didn't know what May Day was. So I did a little research because you always hear about dancing around the maypole. Well, I did a little research, and my research consisted of Wikipedia, because of course that is a fact-based website, and my beautiful wife, who's of German descent, to find out what May Day is. And May Day is celebrated on May 1st. It's an ancient Northern Hemisphere spring festival and a traditional spring holiday in many cultures. Dancing, singing, and cake are usually part of the festivities.
You had me at cake.
That's right. Any holiday that has cake, I'm all for it. And I did get cake today from Conroe Coffee next door. Hey, guys, at Conroe Coffee, I got their chocolate thunder cake. Engineer Dick, you look awful thin. You need a piece of this chocolate thunder cake.
Okay. I'm not going to say no.
So anyway, Wikipedia says this. The earliest May Day celebrations appeared in the Florea Festival of Flora, the Roman goddess of flowers, held on April 27th during the Roman Republic era, and with the Walpurgis night celebrations of the Germanic countries. It is also associated with the Gaelic Beltane, most commonly held on April 30th. The day was the traditional summer holiday in many European pagan cultures, pagan cultures. While February 1st was the first day of spring, May 1st is the first day of summer.
You know, I now know two things about the Romans. First being Caligula, and now I know about May Day.
Yay, Caligula. So this was a festival for springtime. And since they said German countries, I asked Petra, who's originally German. She's a naturalized citizen. She's American now. She's not German. She's of German descent. So I asked Petra. And my wife, Petra, tells me that May Day is a celebration of the rebirth after winter. And I said, okay, how is this a rebirth? We have, people dancing around the maypole. She says, no, you don't understand. See, the people do dance around the maypole. And it's young maidens of being virgins, presumably.
They have a test.
Do you have to study for that?
It's like the verified check on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. And what they would do is the pole, there actually is a pole, a maypole, and it represents winter. It represents death. And these young maidens with flowers in their hair would take flower garlands and dance while wrapping these garlands around the pole, thus symbolizing the end of winter and the rebirth of spring. So that's pretty cool. We don't have a maypole here in Conroe, but I think I would talk to Mayor Toby and say, we need to do this, and we can have like a festival.
We were going to bring the portable pole in here, but we can't attach it to the ceiling, I don't think.
Sometimes Dick isn't here, and I'm pretty sure that we can convince Ethan to do this.
Ethan would do it. He doesn't know any better.
Yeah, I wish we had video today. Ethan's sitting over there shaking his head going, no, guys,
He's
this
like,
is not going to happen.
I think I can do this, guys.
Well, there's a camera always watching.
Oh.
So now we have to flag your show.
All right, I just want to say, should this poll mysteriously show up, it wasn't me. It was all Dan.
Yeah. Okay.
So happy May Day. If you're out there, go ahead and find a pole and dance around it for a little bit.
That's right.
Celebrate the rebirth of spring, because spring has definitely sprung here in Texas. So what time? Where are we at? I've used like a minute.
You got 5 minutes.
I got 5 minutes. Good. We're going to talk today about upcoming Memorial Day, because this is a veteran show, and Memorial Day is one of those days that are very sacred to veterans. And I think that this works well. See, last month in April, we lost two great Americans. We lost the former First Lady Barbara Bush and Gunnery Sergeant Emery Lee. Two great Americans. One of them taught us to be classy in everything that we do, and there's no reason not to wear your pearls. The other one, he taught us what to use for fun and what to use for killing.
I just want to point out, I heard that he was a typist in the Marine Corps. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't think that's true. I heard that he was a medic.
A medic?
I heard that he was a medic.
One salty medic.
We should definitely do some research and find out what Gunny Lee really was in the Marines. But he was a Marine, so it kind of makes a perverse sense that both Barbara Bush and Gunny Lee died around the same time. Because after all, she is the First Lady, and she would need to be escorted into heaven by a Marine.
Even if he was a typist?
Even if he was a typist. I'm sorry, Gunny, if you're looking down at heaven listening to this show, and I'm sure that you are, one of our 74 listeners, I apologize for
Be haunted by Marines past.
and a box of Crayola.
Yeah, right.
You'll be in serious trouble. So we're going to talk about Memorial Day today. And I when I started writing up the show, I did a Memorial Day speech last year that was very well received. And I thought about, what can I talk about for Memorial Day this year? And I said, I don't want to do a speech. Because Memorial Day is a very solemn day. It's the day that America sets aside to remember our fallen military. It's not for veterans. It's to remember and honor our fallen brothers and sisters in arms. So I thought, what could I possibly do that would tie into this? And I came up with the flag folding ceremony. Dan, have you ever served on an honor guard?
No, I've had to practice for one, but it ended up getting canceled.
Honor guard is probably the most solemn duty that a military member, soldier, airman, Marines, sailors can do. It's the people that escort the remains and honor the remains at the graveside, and this honor of doing that and folding the flag and presenting it to the next of kin. I am sad to say that I've had that honor one too many times. But if I ask the average American, do you know what the flag folding ceremony represents? They're going to say no.
I don't know what it's about.
Well, you know what? We're going to do that today because Memorial Day remains a time of observation. It's the day that we get to honor and respect those who fought to protect the liberties that our founding fathers proclaimed in the Declaration of Independence and that were thoughtfully and carefully framed in the Constitution of the United States. In his proclamation to set aside this particular day in 1868, General Logan came up with the 11th General Order. And what this set of instructions says, and I quote, "To cherish tenderly the memories of our heroic dead who made their breast a barricade between our country and its foes." That's the General 11th Order, to keep this day. "To those who died securing peace and freedom, to those who served in conflict to protect our land and sacrificed their dreams of the day to preserve the hope of our nation, keeping America the land of the free, we owe our gratitude and our honor. It is important to not only recognize their service, but to respect their devotion to duty and to ensure the purpose for which they fought will never be forgotten." We're going to take a short break here. And when we come back, we're going to continue on with Memorial Day and what the flag folding ceremony represents. You're listening to Veterans Air. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Welcome back to Veterans Air. Hey, job fair June 7th. We're going to talk about that today, too. Make sure I don't run out of time so I can do that. Before the break, we started talking about Memorial Day and the flag folding ceremony. The flag folding ceremony itself actually represents some of the same religious principles on which our country was originally founded.
Wait, I thought there was a separation.
That's a fallacy. There is no separation of church and state. There is no separation. Somebody, please, here, would you like to read my Constitution?
I'm good. That's why I gave it to you.
I love my Constitution. It comes with me everywhere that I go.
I told you, Doug, I can't read.
I'm going to find you like the highlights magazine version of the Constitution. Just
picture Constitution.
Picture Constitution. Watch Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, there you go.
So there's probably most Americans, if not all Americans, have seen iconic pictures of our fallen heroes returning back from combat in a flag-draped coffin. There's a lot of symbolism behind this and the ceremonies that go along with this. We're going to talk about that today. So when you see a flag-draped coffin, you should know that a portion of the flag denoting honor is the canton of blue containing the stars that represent not only the states, but also the states that our veterans have served from in uniform. This canton field of blue always dresses from left to right, and it is inverted when draped as a pall over the casket for those who served our country in uniform. In the armed forces of the United States, we have two ceremonies every single day. It's the ceremony of retreat and the ceremony of reveille. Now, at retreat, the flag is lowered. It's folded in a triangular fold and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead.
I've had to do that
That's
a few
right.
times.
There's very few military men and women that have not stood CQ, day watch, secure
Staff
the post,
duty.
staff duty, NCO here. How may I help you? And you would think that, well, their duty is to make sure that everything goes right in the barracks. No. Their duty is to honor, to guard rather, that flag until Reveille.
I had to fold that at negative 45 degrees.
That'd be cold. That'd be stiff.
It was very cold.
Very cold.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it in mittens.
Oh man, it was. You have to get your contact gloves out.
Oh, definitely for that.
Yeah.
See, now, after it's lowered and is guarded throughout the night, when Reveille sounds, that flag is run up the flagpole. It runs aloft on the flagpole as a symbol of our belief in the resurrection of body. Now, before somebody starts calling in and saying, no, that ain't right, I will say that there is no official flag folding ceremony.
Google it.
Google it. Each service does it a little differently. Today's talk, we're going to be using the ceremony as presented by the U.S. Air Force Academy.
That's right, because we're sitting down. We can do this sitting down.
That's for my son-in-law. So this is where we got this from. But a little known fact: have you ever heard of the Angel Flight?
I have not. No.
There is what's very little known is that there is the Air Force and the Air National Guard are actually charged with this duty to collect the remains and fly them back to the United States.
I had to fly on my way back, or going on leave. They loaded up a soldier and they asked if anyone basically had a problem with that, and you could tell the contractors wanted to say something because they didn't want to ride with a deceased soldier, but they didn't say anything, and they loaded him up and brought him to Georgia and then flew him to Dallas.
Let me tell you a little bit about Angel Flight, a little history behind these flights. You've probably seen the pictures of these, they're huge C-130 aircrafts. Angel Flights are U.S. Air Force planes, C-130s, and they're used to fly the fallen soldiers home. But from the time that the remains are placed in the coffin until the time that the remains are turned over to the family, that fallen soldier is never alone. Never alone. There is always somebody assigned to guard him. Angel Flight is the call sign of all of these flights that fly our fallen brethren home. Angel Flights also have a top priority in U.S. airspace. They come before anybody else to take off and land. Do you know that?
I didn't. That would explain why I got to Saudi Arabia so quickly.
That is correct. Unless there's a declared emergency, an Angel Flight has top priority in U.S. airspace. You'll always hear it if you're by the cockpit or you're the crew chief. You hear Angel Flight, you're number one for takeoff.
Oh, I had to take those motion sickness pills, so they knocked me out. I would always throw up on airplanes.
Oh God, no! I go to sleep before wheels up. I'm gonna sleep. I want to read you something that I got from Naples Museum MilitaryHistory.org. This was written back in February of 2017 by Commander Webb, and I'm going to read this verbatim. Quote, heroes. Another term frequently used in the video is the term used to describe our fallen soldiers. An Angel Flight is the saddest way to end our time in Iraq because Angel Flight means the plane is carrying a fallen angel, a young man or woman who has died and is going home. In moments of reflection, we think of very golden images. I swear that if prophecy has an angel, then as I climbed on board the C-130 through the narrow door, wearing body armor and carrying my 2 bags, the scene inside the hole of the plane truly took my soul away. Imagine an empty plane, stripped bare, no seats, nothing. At the end is a coffin, tied down with a flag covering it. A beam of sunshine shines through the only window on that side of the plane, and the beam lands on the coffin exactly. Above the coffin, another flag is hanging proudly, lit by the spill of the light on the coffin. I stopped, just plainly stopped right there. And I realized that a young soldier was going home, a fallen angel. And I thought of the wife, mother, father, brother, or sister who would watch their angel carried off the plane in the next few days. Well, we all know this image. We'll have all seen the pictures. And I've heard words of bravery as they carried the flag-draped coffin off the back of the ramp. Some people use the image of dead soldiers in body bags to describe how bad the war is going and how the pundits in Washington do not want to talk about war casualties. These people have never sat alone in the hold of a plane, looking at the rays of sunshine reflecting on a coffin. As we flew back to Kuwait, the rays of the sun changed and altered, but the entire flight, just over an hour, the sunbeam rarely left the angel. In the last minutes of the daylight, we landed in Kuwait, and an honor guard lined up, slowly saluting as they carried the coffin out of the plane. I do not know the name of the soldier, sailor, or Marine who was in the coffin. I do not want to know. It would not have made a difference. Angel flights, part of Memorial Day, something that we need to think about, and I want to take this opportunity to say, hoorah, Air Force. Bring them home. Now, let's talk about the flag folding ceremony at the graveside. Some people say there's 13 folds in the flag representing the 13 colonies. Some say there's 12, with tucking in the gusset being the 13th fold.
I would say there's 12 because there's already, 13 stripes that
Exactly.
represents the 13 colonies.
Well, the U.S. Air Force Academy says this about their ceremony. This is how they do it. The first fold of our flag is the symbol of life. The second fold is the symbol of our beliefs in eternal life. The third fold is made to honor and remembrance of the veterans departing our ranks who gave a portion of their life for the defense of our country to attain a peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature. For as American citizens trusting in God, it is to him we turn in times of peace as well as times of war for his divine guidance.
But wait, the separation, Doug.
Again, read the Constitution. There is no separation of church and state. And you know what? There are no atheists in a foxhole.
I've met one, but he had issues.
Thank you, Carl. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country. For in the words of Stephen Decanter, quote, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right. But it is still our country, right or wrong, unquote. The sixth fold is where our hearts lie. It is with our hearts that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I know, you're about to say, well, that was added in the 50s, right? Yes, it was. But
It was 1957, I believe. I'm probably wrong, though.
it's still part of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Absolutely.
The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces. For it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all enemies, whether they are found within the boundaries of our republic or not. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who The eighth fold is a tribute to one who entered the valley of the shadow of death, that we may see the light of day, to honor Mother, for whom it flies on every Mother's Day.
Wait, so you mean Mother's Day isn't just a commercial holiday?
No, not according to this ceremony. Is we're honoring Mom. Hi, Mom. Love you. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood, for it has been through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of the men and women who have made this country great have been molded. Love you, Ma. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for he too has given his sons and daughters to the defense of our country since they were the firstborn. The 11th fold in the eyes of the Hebrew citizen represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The separation of church and state doesn't exist, does it?
No wonder the terrorists hate us.
Yeah, that's why they hate us.
The 11th fold, that's it.
The 12th fold in the eyes of the Christian citizen represents an emblem of eternity, and glorifies, in their eyes, God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. When the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God we trust." After the flag is completely folded and the gusset is tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms we enjoy today.
Except if you're on Facebook.
Except if you're on Facebook. The lives of the men and women who fought in America's battles, who have served their country in support of the military, they've made significant sacrifices in fighting for freedom and liberty that we enjoy today. And too often we fail to remember those that gave their lives, or those that the lives that today that bear the scars and as everlasting memories of that sacrifice and commitment. But there still are many who vividly remember the lives affected, that these men and women that died were sons, daughters, friends, co-workers, neighbors, and that it was through their unselfish sacrifice that gives us the assurance that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness sometimes requires the ultimate service to our nation.
What was it that was said about the Tree of Liberty, Doug?
That sometimes it needs to be watered with the bloods of patriots. That's why we have Memorial Day. It's not a day to have a barbecue and go, yay, summer is here. It is the day set aside to remember our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, wives and fathers, co-workers and neighbors that paid the ultimate price for us to have that barbecue. It's a very solemn occasion. And I want everyone listening to my voice on Memorial Day, which is the 28th of May this year, by the way. It's always the last Monday of the month, so we have a 3-day holiday.
I must ask, is that a Monday?
Yes, it is. So we have a 3-day weekend. I want on Memorial Day, everybody that's listening to the sound of my voice to stop for just a moment, regardless of what your political beliefs are, which way you lean, left or right, center, up or down, to stop and think about Memorial Day. Think about that flag-draped coffin. That soldier, airman, sailor, Marine, he gave the last full measure of his devotion so we could have this barbecue. And it's only fitting that we stop and remember his or her sacrifice to this nation. Dick, where am I at time-wise? I forgot to turn on my watch.
You got about a minute.
I got about a minute. Great.
So don't forget to pour one out for your homies.
Yeah, hey, definitely pour one out for your homies. Raise your glass and say, my departed brethren, peace. I shall meet you in the halls of Valhalla, where the kings and warriors will toast our soul.
Just no near beer.
I don't think you can do a proper toast with near beer. We should do a show on the 3-point toast, the military 3-point toast. We should do a show on that.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about what's happening in May. We got big going on. We'll be right back after these messages. Attention employers. Heroes for Hire Career and Resource Fair benefiting the American Legion Post 411 is coming to town. Mark your HR calendars for June 7th from noon to 6 p.m. Located at the outlets at Conroe Mall, 1111 League Line Road. Booths are available, but space is limited and fills up fast. To have your business represented at the Heroes for Hire event and attract the very best employees, reserve your space now. Brought to you by East Meets West Productions. For more information, please visit www.conroejobfair.com or call 361-904-0044. Welcome back to Veterans Air, the Veteran Hour, with your host, Douglas B. and Dangerous Dan, the bug-killing man. We've come to that portion of the show where we need to eat cake.
A lot of chocolate.
Who was it? It was Marie Antoinette that said, let them eat cake?
Right, and then they killed her.
And then they killed her?
Yep.
Smart woman. Let them eat cake. Because, and today is May Day, and what did I say when we started the show? Any holiday that involves cake is number one in my book.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't have cake and it's a holiday, it's not a holiday.
That's right. I agree. And today we have cake from Conroe Coffee, because they're right next door, and it's chocolate thunder cake. Now, we don't have video today because engineer Dick said that he can't trust us to behave correctly on video, so he's no longer videoing the show. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Absolutely.
But you're missing out because this is awesome looking cake. Thank you there, Conroe Coffee. Turn around and wave to him. Hi, Conroe Coffee. They're right behind me. We have an open. We have a window behind us that looks into Conroe Coffee. So Conroe Coffee patronage can look and listen and watch the show at the same time.
Right.
But they get to see the back of my head. They get to see you.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, the sun, when it comes in and hits directly off your head, it kind of does a reflection thing and it blinds them.
How is that possible? I have beautiful hair.
You do. It's very shiny, almost like you don't have any.
I have no problem beating you like a redheaded stepchild, just so you know.
That's the story of my life.
I just say that. I just say that on the air. We have the lawyers are on before us. They're probably taking notes right now.
I have their card.
Mr. B is going to be beating the co-host. No. So it's May, and we have a bunch of things happening. And as always, I do my due diligence and check like maybe 2 websites to see what's happening in the world. So on the way over here, I did notice that Kids Fest in Conroe is going on because I saw the sign for Kids Fest parking.
That's right. And I went last year, and they don't cover child at heart. So you actually have to be the age.
Petra says I act like
It
a
was
6-year-old.
last weekend.
Oh,
Was it last
it was
weekend?
last weekend?
Oh,
good. So it's not a happening in May.
No.
They just haven't taken down the sign.
Yeah, that's what I was like. It's kind of poor advertising on their part to not put it up, a week before, and then they leave it up a week after.
Hey, Dick, you're in cahoots with the city.
In cahoots.
In cahoots with the city.
those shifty eyes over there.
Yeah, every time somebody sees that, every time somebody says that, I see like the underdog cartoons. You're too young to remember.
You talking about the dog? Like the
Yeah.
actual dog with the cape? Underdog with the U?
Where is
Yeah,
it? And they had the evil dog with the eyes shifting back and forth. That's the picture I get in my brain. Not of you, but of whenever.
Of
anytime
the
someone says-
city of Conroe. Okay, I
the
get
kids
it.
City of Conroe. Is City of Conroe doing Cinco de Mayo this year?
No, I think the only Cinco de Mayo event, there was an event last year, but they moved it to spring this year, Spring, Texas, Old Town Spring. They're doing a Cinco de Mayo, like
That's
taco.
unacceptable. I think
So-
somebody should put on a flash mob with a bunch of tequila and the Conroe Tower.
Well, I know the folks who put it on just kind of travel around this area. They do stuff in the Woodlands over in Montgomery, Conroe. They're doing 2 events in Conroe. It's like a cover band kind of thing, but it's not. It's probably, I think it's in August.
But no Cinco de
No
Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
I'm
All right.
thinking
Okay,
Conroe Tower needs body shots.
listen up, America. May 5th is Cinco de Mayo. This is a holiday. I think it's the Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah, it's also a holiday in the Midwest called Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
At any rate, it is a holiday that gives us the excuse to do tequila body shots and drink margaritas. And that's coming up for you on May 5th. So be there or be square. Somebody out there has a margarita machine. Huey. It's probably Huey that has the margarita machine.
Maybe it's
Probably.
fitting because I think it's May 4th is May the 4th be with you, or the 4th.
May the 4th be
Yeah.
with you.
And I think the 5th is Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah.
And Cinco de Mayo. There you go. All your Star Wars guys out there. Dangerous Dan's got your back.
Absolutely.
What else is happening in May?
Oh, well, let's see. Keller Williams will be having their annual Red Day, May 10th. Keller Williams Realtors shuts down all offices on that day, and all agents are expected to give of themselves and their time. This year, the Conroe office has chosen Angelic Resale. They will be helping this nonprofit all day on May 10th with manpower and donations. We will be selling hot dogs and hamburgers to raise money for the group. See,
So they're going to be selling hot dogs.
yeah, I'm a little
At
confused.
Angelic Resale. Hey,
They
I know,
want us to get the word out.
I know where that is. That's on 105.
It is. Yeah.
So you come up 75 and turn on to 105, and
Yep.
it's right there on
Right
the
next
left-hand
to the
side.
creepy party place.
Right next to That was not an endorsement, obviously. No,
No,
a party
they have some
palace
good
or party
stuff.
place. Yeah, they do. That's where I get my helium balloons.
Oh, hey.
We should get Dick, can we get a bunch of helium balloons and then suck on the helium and then do the show?
Probably have to sign a waiver or something like that, but I don't see why not.
You heard it here first. We're gonna make that a happening. We're gonna do a radio show all in helium voices. That'll be awesome.
Do helium call-ins or something.
Hey, Tony, you listening? When she gets sketchy, her voice gets like a cartoon character.
I said helium, not whippets, by the way.
Oh. So yeah, Angelic Resale. I like this place. I've donated a lot to it.
I have too.
It's really great if you have stuff and you can't sell it at your garage sale or whatnot. Bring it on over to an Angelic Resale. They'll give you a receipt. You can take it off your taxes. Little known fact: the American Legion Post 411. At every single one of their meetings and events that is appropriate, they set up a POW table, the missing man table, as some of you might know. Do you know where I got all the stuff for that table?
Wild guess, probably Angelic
Resale.
Hey.
Absolutely, positively. They were very, very helpful when I went there and told them what I wanted to do. And they said, hey, let us help you out. Grab a cart. Let's make sure we get all the same glasses, all the same dishes, all the same silverware, so everything matched. So you can do more than just one table if you so choose. Great people over at Angelic Resale. A lot of good stuff that you see in there. And I like them. Again, Keller Williams. Raise your right hand, place it behind your head, pat yourself on the back. Job well done on choosing them. Did you know last year for their Red Day, they chose to help out the American Legion and the VFW.
Oh.
They raised
I think I remember that.
They raised thousands of dollars for both organizations.
Well, they're balling out of control.
Yeah. And, as a member of the American Legion and the VFW 4709, thank you, Keller Williams. Thank you very, very much. What else we have happening?
Oh, we got the 19th Annual Antiques Festival in Montgomery, May 4th through the 6th.
Oh, man, I love that. Peter and I go every year. Sometimes we don't always buy something, but that's a great place to wander around all day long.
Montgomery is a nice city. It's very quiet.
Have you been up to the antique show here?
Not the antique show, no, but I drive by where it's at almost every day.
So you head out 105, and when you get into Montgomery, you'll see it off on the right-hand side, it's across the street from Brookshire Brothers. And it runs to the 4th through the 6th, you say?
Yeah, 4th through the 6th.
That's awesome. You should go out there. It is a great time. Even if you're not into antiques, if you're not into going looking for antiques, it's still a great way to spend the day. There's a lot of interesting stuff out there.
They got some good restaurants down there too.
They do. Burger Fresh.
I think Pizza Shack just got up their new building.
That's right. I haven't been out there. And coming out, Pizza Shack, I want to thank you. Pizza Shack is a big, big supporter of veterans. If you people didn't know, Pizza Shack is a huge supporter.
Killer Cupcakes too.
Killer Cupcakes. Yes, they do.
And then they got the Ransom Steakhouse, and then they got mini golf down there somewhere.
We should take your girls mini golfing.
No. I'm very competitive. They can't handle it.
Uncle Doug, Daddy's being mean. Hey, there's a website that you can get more information about this, right?
Right. Historic Montgomery Festivals at gmail.com or visit www.experiencemontgomery.com/antiques.
Cool beans. I'm going to tell Petra about this. Maybe we'll go out this weekend.
You need to get out. You're a little pale.
I am a little pale. This back is absolutely freaking killing me. Oh. So what else we got going on in May?
Oh, we got the American Legion Post 411 Memorial Day Ceremony, May 29th at 10 a.m. Place to be determined. Call 936-207-2401 or email info@AmericanLegionConroe.org for more information.
I don't think that date's right. I think whoever typed this up got it wrong.
May 29th?
I think Memorial Day is May 28th. It's Monday. Whatever the last Monday is in May.
It's May 28th.
It's May 28th.
Yeah, get it right, American Legion.
Yeah, whoever typed that up. Sound of crickets. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Whoever typed that up obviously can't type.
Moving on. VFW Post 4709 Memorial Day Ceremony, May 28th, 2018 at 4:30 p.m. at the VFW Post on Siemens Drive. And then, Heroes for Hire. Doug, you got the info on this?
I got all sorts of info on Heroes for Hire. You've been listening to it. If you've been listening to the show, on June 7th at the outlets at Conroe Mall, 1111 League Line Road. And hey, Thank you, Matthew, again, who's being our host for this, giving us the space to do it. June 7th, from noon to 6 p.m., a career and resource fair is being held there at the outlets at Conroe Mall. Now, this is a resource fair specifically for veterans, but everybody is welcome. And it's unlike any other career fair that you've been to in the area. East Meets West Productions, our sponsors, hey, Darlene, they're putting this on to benefit the American Legion Post 411. But the employers that they're going to have there, they are top employers nationally and regionally, and they actually have jobs that they're hiring for.
Right. Either you're going to show up and not get hired, or you will get hired and have a job that day.
That's right. So, if you're listening and you're looking for a new career, you're looking for a better job, here's my advice to you for June 7th.
Be there or be a bum.
Put on some nice clothes, dust off your resume, shave, Doug. Yes, I'll shave. And go on up there and go, what do you got? I'm willing to start tomorrow. Because this is unlike the regular job fairs that we have around here. This is actually a career fair. The employers there wanting to hire veterans specifically. Because, we do make the best employees.
It depends.
Well,
some of the Cav Scouts, they don't cut it.
Well, that's
they
true.
Don't cut it.
That's the Cav, It's got the air Cav. They don't care about surfing. No, it was seriously. Think about it. Montgomery County has over 21,000 veterans of employable age. A lot of these veterans already have their college degree. Veterans are motivated, on time, well-trained. These guys, veterans, employers want veterans as their employees. Agree or disagree?
I would agree for the most part.
Absolutely, because you're working.
I am, yeah. Yeah, and if my boss is listening, he needs to get a booth down there.
Hey, boss, who do you work for?
Bulwark Pest Control.
Bulwark Pest Control. If you're listening, give Darlene at East Meets West a call at 361-904-0044 or visit www.conroejobfair.com. And you can learn more information about it. If you're an employer and you want to be represented out there at the Heroes for Hire event, call Darlene now. Get some information. Go to job fair, conroejobfair.com, and check it out. The space is limited. And I'll see you guys there. Hey, you know what? We haven't talked about Bitter Glitter in a long while.
That's right, the Bitter Glitter giveaway.
We can't do a giveaway on the radio. It's not allowed. It's against the FCC. They'll come and they'll shut Dick down.
I fought for my freedom to give stuff away.
Well, I don't want to shut Dick down. I had this picture of him, underneath the overpass selling pencils out of that.
It just gives you a reason to highlight your social media where you do the giveaways.
That's right. We have social media.
Hey, you guys go on over to. Thank you, Dick. I appreciate that. Go on over
You
to.
got to work it in.
Yeah, that's why we keep you around. That's why you're part of this show. Go on over to VeteransAir.us or find us at Facebook, facebook.com/VeteransAir, and check out the Bitter Glitter pocket knife giveaway. You can get one of these high quality pocket knives for free. You know what? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not on the social media trail.
I'm not on the social media trail.
Yes, you don't even have Facebook. They took it away from you.
Facebook shut me down.
Can they write to us?
They absolutely can. Yeah. For all those people who would love a pen pal who will never respond to you.
That's not true. If you drop a postcard, I will respond to it.
I won't. You can go to write it to Veterans Air at 13921 Texas Highway 105. Let's see, box 286, Conroe, Texas 77304.
That's right, and I will eventually check the mailbox, and I should give you a key so you can check it too. I will eventually check that email box, and if you actually drop me a postcard, I will ensure that you are the winner of a Bitter Glitter pocket knife. So I guess that's about the end of the show, isn't it? Do we have anything else?
We got to talk about our sponsors.
Oh yes, that's right. Talk about our sponsors.
Absolutely. Give a shout out to our sponsors. Veterans Air is made possible by the support of East Meets West Productions, full-service business and marketing consultants helping vets start and fund their businesses for 25 years. For more information, call 361-904-0044.
Hey, Darlene. Thanks for paying for the show. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. I like having my own private soapbox that somebody else pays for. Hey, if you would like to be a sponsor of this show, you can do so too. Call Dick at the radio station. He'll sell your sponsorship to this.
Yep.
Right?
Radio,
he's
internet,
he's
Facebook,
shaking his head going,
YouTube.
he's going, yeah, why do I have to do your job, Doug? Well, it's because, I really don't do anything.
Well, we're a community. We help out everybody.
That's right.
That's what
right.
we'll say, yeah.
That's right. How about anybody? Anybody can be a sponsor of the show. You could be a sponsor of the show. That reminds me. Here's your $5 back.
For what?
Because you did the tip for lunch yesterday or the day before.
I'll never say
I promise
no to
that.
money.
I promise I'd give it back. Yeah, Dan worked really hard for me this weekend. I appreciate it. Well, that about wraps up our show. But I want to remember everybody to sign in. I want to remind everybody to tune in next month, June 5th at 1 p.m. We're going to actually interview Patriotic Restoration. I've been promising to do this for months now, but I'm actually going to do it. We're going to take June off, Dan and I. We're just going to come in and do like 5 minutes intro for the show. And then we're going to talk. We're going to do a pre-recorded interview with Mr. Tom Yates, the founder of Patriotic Restoration. And we're going to talk about the importance of the Pledge of Allegiance in schools. I guess that ends the show. Yeah, I had a blank spot. I was enjoying it. I was thinking, hurry up. I want to leave you with this awesome song. It's called Going Away by Sailor Jerry. We featured it before, but her album came out on the 16th of April. So I want to feature this song, Going Away. And I think it's very relevant to Memorial Day coming up. And while we're listening to this, please remember our brothers and sisters in uniform that today are standing in harm's way to stand for our freedoms and liberties. Let us pray for our friends and our families. And as always, until next month, stay vigilant, stay safe.
My old man wasn't happy when I raised my hand and swore to protect and serve this country when the devil was at her door. But Mama wasn't worried because she saw the fight in me. She said, send the ones who are unafraid to make damn sure that we're free. If it's for my country, if it's for my town, it might be hell or fire raining down. I'm going anyway. I know the risk I'm taking
Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station at lscrstudios@gmail.com.